Ladies and gentlemen, Modern Warfare 3 has been out for a good bit of time now, and I think it's a good time to assess the multiplayer maps. So in today's video, that is exactly what we're doing. I have found a tier list on tierlistmaker.com, and we're simply going to go through it, give it our verdict, and yeah, see how this goes. 3 things before we start. 1, I'll leave a link to this tier list in the description if you guys want to go and do it yourself. 2, let me know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree with any of my choices. And 3, if you want to pick up yourself any G Fuel, be sure to use the link in the description and code muggo for a discount at checkout. Which reminds me, I've got Raisin Gen today, W flavor. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the tier list. As you can see, I don't know who made this, whoever did, thank you. We've got God, Dope, Good, Okay, and Vote to Skip. And then of course we've got the 16 wait, there is actually 16 here, right? 4, 8. Okay, there is 16 here. I should have checked that. Now I'm going to be basing this off of how I feel they play in the game. And for context, the main game modes that I play are Domination, Hardpoint, and Kill Confirmed. And to be honest, I think my tier list is going to surprise you. So make sure you watch the video and let me know your thoughts. So starting off, we've got Afghan. Now, I think this is a good map. Also, boys, I'm going to let you know, I'm not even going to think about nostalgia in this video, all right? This is purely how MW3 2020, how many 20s? This is purely how MW 2023 is playing. That took me so long to say. We're just going to run with it. Afghan, it's a decent map. I wouldn't vote to skip it. It depends what it comes up against. I'm going to put it in okay. I'm going to put it in okay. I feel like I get dashed on this map too much. You know, don't get me wrong, there's some maps that you've definitely played more, but I feel like this is the top end of okay. It's all right, you know, it's nothing special. Depending on who it comes up against, I might vote for it, I might not. Next, we have Derail. Yeah, we're like, what, 4 minutes into the recording? And straight away, we're not even going to talk about it. If you disagree with that, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. Next, we have Estate. Now, I actually really like Estate. I think it plays really well in this. I was very impressed with how it was in the beta. And I think it has carried over, like, despite there being obviously a clear sort of, if you're in the house, you can see down the map and there's a bit of a vantage point. Despite that, I feel like there is a lot of ways to sort of engage around that. There is a clear sort of 3-lane structure. I really like it. I'm going to put it in good. I think it plays a lot better than some people are saying it does, especially if you're using an AR. It's brilliant. I'm really having to like look at these images. I'm pretty sure that's Favela. Now hear me out. Like I said, we're not taking nostalgia into account here. I don't think Favela plays very well this year, boys. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't think it does. I probably wouldn't put it in vote to skip because there is other maps that I would rather not play instead of this, but I don't think it plays as good as you would hope. It's such a mid map. I'm gonna put it in good, but at the low end, purely because I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a disservice if I put it in okay, but it is gonna be at the low end of good. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we've got possibly one of the best maps in the game. We've got High Rise. Now this map plays phenomenally. I absolutely love how this map plays. It looks great, it feels great. Don't get me wrong, a little bit annoying if you get hard scoped down the middle or clipped at the start, but this is going to be the first god of the video. I don't care. I don't care if it's a top heavy map tier list, boys. High Rise plays amazing this year. Next, we do have Invasion. Now this is a weird map for me. It's one of those maps where it's a big map, but it doesn't feel too big. And especially on a game mode like Hardpoint, it actually plays really well. I'd probably put it somewhere in the middle. I wouldn't vote to skip it. I kind of actually really like it. But again, it's one of those maps. If there's another one that I like slightly more, I'm not going to vote for it. But in terms of how MW3 plays and how this map is laid out, I think it's a good one. I'm gonna put it in the middle of good. I think that's fair for now. Next, we have Karachi. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. Karachi really impressed me this year. I really like how it plays. I think especially on objective game modes, it actually plays really, really well. There's a lot of corners, but there's also a lot of open area. It's a good kind of balance and a good mix. They have used a lot of levels in this map, but I feel like they haven't overdone it in certain areas, which makes it good for flanks. It makes it good for pushes. And yeah, overall, really good map. I think it's gonna go top end of good. It's probably the best good map there though. Next up, we have Quarry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to talk about Quarry from a political standpoint, it's a horrific map. I played like 3 or 4 games on Quarry because I do technically vote to skip it. I'm sorry. People are going to hate me for that. I don't think it plays good this year. I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about Quarry. Maybe I've just been unlucky in the lobbies. You know, maybe I've dropped absolute stinkers, but it's in the vote to skip for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Next, we do have Rundown. Now, I've only played 2 games on Rundown, and I know that. It's a weird one. It doesn't come up too much in rotation. I don't know if it's because of the game modes that I'm choosing to play. I've only played it a couple times. It's been okay. It's been nothing special. Because I've used the word okay, I am actually going to put it in there. I've played Afghan a little bit more, so I'm going to put that higher, but I think it would be unfair to put it in that vote to skip category. Now, this is where the maps get interesting. We've got a good run of maps here. How do you think the tier list is going to go, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I like Rust. It's chaotic. It's really good for camos if you're not going for streaks. It plays like absolute shit in hardcore, but like sometimes you just need that. You kind of have to take into account that it is made to be chaotic. And for that point, I think I'm gonna put it top of good. I wouldn't put it in dope just because sometimes it is too chaotic and sometimes it does get to my little brain here. Scrapyard, I'm putting it in dope. It plays so well. I really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely power points on this map and some people choose to use them, which is what you're meant to do, but sometimes it makes it really hard to flank. It does make it a challenge, but I feel like it's a healthy challenge. I just really like how Scrapyard plays. Obviously mainly play domination on it, but it's a really good map. It's really good for camos. It's really good for leveling. It's fun if you want to sweat it out. I can't imagine it will be in the CDL. I feel like it might be too small of a map, but it'll be very interesting to see if it is. Next up, we do have Skid Row. Now this map really surprised me. I think coming into the beta, a lot of people were expecting it to be a terrible map, and then it played really well, and that has carried over to the full game. I'm really enjoying playing Skid Row. It's definitely a challenge of a map, but it's one of them ones where it's big. There's a lot to do, but it doesn't feel too big. I think I'm gonna put it low end dope. I think it will be the lowest one there, just looking at the maps that are remaining, but I really like how it plays. It's great for a load of different camos, and again, it's definitely one of those healthy challenge kind of maps. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have got Subbase. Now, I've got to say, man, Subbase really impressed me. This is probably one of my favorite maps on the game. It's going in God tier. I cannot lie to you, boys. It's my second favorite map in this game, 100%. Not to bait out the rest of the God sort of tier list here, but Subbase plays really well. I've not had a bad experience on it yet. I think as much as there's quite a lot of outskirt, everyone kind of just runs to the middle. It becomes sort of a mini map in a map, and even so, with the outskirts, it's not huge. It's a brilliant map. I think it runs amazingly, and for that reason, it's sitting up there in God tier. Next up, we have Terminal, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, it's one of those maps I was very skeptical about it bringing it back because I had, I don't want to take nostalgia into account, but I've always thought incredibly highly of Terminal. And don't get me wrong, I have had some absolute shitters on this map, but on the opposite side, I've had some really good games. It's a really fun map. It just feels really good when I play it. I get such a good sense of achievement when I absolutely dome someone. I'm gonna put it in dope. I don't think I enjoy it more than Scrapyard. Scrapyard plays amazingly this year. I think it looks great. I think the game in general looks great, to be fair, but Terminal's up there for me. Obviously, we know the map design is really good, and yeah, super happy with how it's turned out. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have got Underpass. Now, Underpass is a weird one. I see a lot of people talking flack about it online. I don't think it's that bad. It's an all right map. I'm gonna put it in the good tier. I think it plays better than Favela. I'm sorry, I do. I'm gonna put it at the low end of good because I think it plays really well. Well, not really well, but like it's not as bad as people are making it out to be, and yeah, it's an alright map. It's a very mid map. It can go there. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a fan favorite of Wasteland. Now, Wasteland has actually surprised me. It feels a lot bigger than it did on the OG MW2. I don't know if I'm just forgetting because that was like 13 years ago. It's like nuts. But yeah, I've only played a couple games on it, mainly Hardpoint. I think Hardpoint actually plays really well on this map. I would actually like to see this in the CDL, but Wasteland plays pretty well. I'm impressed with it. It's a big map, but it feels like because there's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of places to sort of drop. It's a pretty decent one. I'm gonna put it in good. I think I'm gonna put it below Estate and above Invasion here. I think it fits in really well to the sort of MW3 ecosystem, and overall it's a solid map. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my map tier list. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree with it. Like I say, I'll put a link to this tier list in the description if you want to do it yourself. If you did enjoy this video in any way, shape or form, ladies and gentlemen, please drop a like. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm doing all of my streams over on TikTok as well, so if you want to go to the link in the description, would greatly appreciate that. If you do this tier list, be sure to tweet it out and at me so I can see it. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Take care, stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one.